troubleshooting a Honda Element heater problem, one of the first things you want to do is get back behind the glove box and clear your air filters. And then from here you'll also be able to see the mechanics of the levers for the thermostat and hot airflow controls. So that's what we're doing here. First thing we're doing now is I've removed the glove box, and you'll see here is the air filter right above the blower. So we're going to pull this out, and it's full of junk. And we're going to vacuum that all out. There you go. You can see all the crap that's on there. I'm going to vacuum that out. Vacuum everything in there out. And then test the controls and put it back together. We'll have to the problem I'm having today with this 2006 model Element is that the hot airflow won't come through, and that's because most likely the fan flapper is the part there that is most likely dysfunctional. So, and there's also there's a cheat procedure that you can do when you turn the keys on. You can hold down, let's see, shine the light on it here for you. You can hold down the two buttons on the left on the airflow control and your options dial, the defrost button. So it's the recirculator button on the left on this 06 model and the defrost button on the right. You hold them both down at the same time until they start flashing, and then wait. They'll recycle and reset the heat element controller, I guess. And then after they reset, they will blink a certain amount of times and give you the exact trouble code. But I wouldn't take any time doing that until after you've done these first two steps to clean out your air filter. You might as well just do it while you got to be working on it anyway, and it needs to be done, every couple of years. And you might as well check your fan flap mechanical. So, all right, I'll come back with another clip on the mechanical, on the air flap cable and gears here in a minute after I vacuum this out, put it back together. One thing you want to make sure that you don't miss is that it looks just like it's a door flap here on the right side. It's easy to miss that while you're cleaning that out. You slide that to the left, and that's actually a second filter. There's two filters in here, so don't miss that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fun times. Look at all the dirt that I've smacked out of the filters. That's after I vacuumed the pine needles and leaf debris out of them. I smacked them all up and down this driveway with dirt all over. They were filthy. So the first thing you want to do is take the fuse box loose. Now, to take the fuse box loose at the top, get up in there. Alright, up at the top, that's just a bolt with a nut on the back on pre-2007 models. So you get up in there with a 10 millimeter deep socket, and you'll have to rig yourself a snake of some type, like this, or an extended handle with a hinge on it. Eventually you'll get that off. And let's see. That's what you're dealing with right there. And then the hole that they've in the molding of the fuse box up there is almost the exact same size. It's a real tight fit as the bolt. So you really have to work on pushing on that with a whatever kind of tool you can come up with. For me, I have a little what they call a crowfoot, real small crowbar that gets up in there. And we push that off. And eventually, once you get the fuse box loose, you can scoot it sideways, and you can get in here and get back to the controls. And there's going to be two 7 millimeter little screws up in there. And then you'll get that loose. And then once you get that loose, you can move the fuse box freely out of the way. And then you'll get this actuator loose. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to push on your actuator controls up in here. You want to move these controls around with your finger and make sure that you can move them around. In my case, it was stuck. Dirt had got down in the gears. It was just keeping the gears from turning. So I just worked that free back and forth a lot. Clean out your gears a little bit. You know, you still need the grease in there, but get it worked out real loose. And then connect your power back up and test your motor controller on the actuator. Make sure it's actually still okay and turning. You know, I think it should turn roughly about 45 degrees from super cold to super hot. Maybe slightly more than 45 degrees of turn and rotation. So, and then if it's still, the motor on the actuator is still okay and hasn't burned out from the gear being stuck, then you're okay. Just put it back together and hope that the gears don't get stuck anymore. You know, and there's not much you can do other than every time it happens, just getting back in here and doing this process all over again. You know, with your gears lubed up real good, eventually they're going to keep getting dirty and clogged up, and hope that your actuator doesn't burn out. All right.